Bada boom, bada bing.
How's it going, fellas?
You can always tell when September, October get here because we go from 60 people a night to 10.
Yeah.
And I know probably Jared, Brandon, and Dustin. Dustin said his phone was on satellite, so they're still hunting. I was hoping
Yeah, I
they jump
tried
on.
calling Jared yesterday and no answer.
Yeah. So they're out doing something. Sonny's supposed to come on tonight.
Yeah.
Whine about some shit. But we need to thank Value Pack Dog Food for sponsoring our show. So any of you who don't use it, try it. You might like it.
Yeah, Value Pack's giving my dogs type 2 diabetes. They're all fat for no running.
Yeah. Just give them a handful, not a cupful.
They get to where they just don't eat. It's so hot.
Humidity, probably. I don't know. When I'm down here in South Arizona, because I'm down in South Arizona again, I don't feed till like dark. If I have them down here early, right now, this morning it was 65 degrees. This is really nice. But shit, I think it got up to 102 today.
Yeah, 100 and something. It's plenty daggum hot.
So
yeah, I don't have to feed but about every other day.
Yeah, I just got a call from Cody Lynn, and she says, "Hey, Stinker came. I left Stinker up there this week, and he says, "Hey, Stinker, kind of gone for a couple days, and she showed up today, and she had a coyote trap on her foot."
Oh shit!
Mm-hmm. So someone's out there, and it wasn't. I got a lot of traps. I got Victor's. I got 1930 traps. I got 2000 traps. Like, I had a scrapyard, and the natives always brought me in those old Victors. And I told you I was a bad kind of scrapper guy.
Hoarder.
A bad hoarder. Well, Derek's been to my house. Let me see.
Yep. Got about 12 of everything.
But, get on there. Yeah. Had a little tiny piece of baling wire or whatever they had in the back.
Is that a number 2?
Size. It was a good trap. It was an older one, but
yeah, it ain't even
number 2.
I just wonder if someone had set some traps out on state land or something.
Well, I'm sure they did, and that ain't even offset.
Mm-mm.
That's something from the damn Mayflower.
Could be neighbors. Maybe they're sick of my dog going in their yard. Who knows? But
no, those are coil springs. That's fairly new.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I just didn't know anybody because closed jaw traps ain't legal anywhere, are they?
On private land.
But closed jaw are? They don't have to be offset. Oh, holy shit! We're in the 90s.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I never looked into it because I ain't got that private. So.
No, she drugged the trap home. They had to pull it off, and she's not broke or nothing. But
that's good.
Probably mad I left her home anyways. But
yeah.
So I'll bring her next week. I'll probably be bringing my dogs down. That's why we're talking about tonight. Because there's so many bear units closed down right now. Some of them are for the year. Well, once they close down now, they're closed down for the year, I believe. But a lot of them had closed down for the year, and I think a lot of it was we had so many nuisance bears. They count roadkill sows, and they count nuisance, dispatch sows. So I don't feel like, especially in Unit 1, with only archery for the first August hunt, I don't feel like we should have shut that down. So,
yeah. And not a lot were caught, really. I only know of 2 that were killed over dogs, and one was a boar, I believe.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily agree with that roadkill being added to your quota. I think that they ought to have some sort of wiggle room there.
I think if they're killing a bunch of them on the dang road, they ought to bump the quota up. There's obviously more bears than they think.
Well, that Sonny was going to talk about that tonight too. You know, what he's saying is there's a lot of bears here that don't belong here. So our drought was so bad this year. I mean, even my dad was up turkey hunting, squirrel hunting. I was squirrel hunting in Unit 1, and man, I ain't seen nothing, like a couple squirrels. I mean, you go, oh, shoot, you've been over there, you know, in 3C, Jeremy, and we seen squirrels all day long last year. This year, I was in 4B. We didn't see one squirrel. The guy who was with me said he seen a squirrel. He didn't know we squirrel hunting. He didn't tell us about it. But I went bear hunting in 4B, and it shut down. It's shutting down today. 24A shutting down today. But I'm sure they shot them off the prickly pears in 24A. They always do.
Yeah.
You know. But I got in some conversations with a few people today about pursuit bear hunts and, you know, these bears that are, I mean, they had a bear in Casa Grande, Arizona. That, you know, they had a bear in Tucson come out of the mountains and break into a house.
3, I heard. 3 in Tucson in the last 3 weeks.
You know, I hadn't even kept up on that shit. And I mean, there's just bears in Florence. There's bears in Casa Grande. There's bears in places they shouldn't be or not normally are.
All the bears in 33 are over the mountains on that south end. It's like sloping right into the city. There wasn't a piece of bear sign in the north half of that range nowhere, man. And I'm telling you, there's more cattle in there than I don't understand. I don't know how that works, but I thought they're limited by head, but that country can't support that many cows no amount of time.
Well, you're limited per section or per acre, but when there's no water, they all congregate in one area. So they're not.
I mean, everywhere I went in there, I was running into 6, 8, 10 cows. You know what I mean?
They might have been rounding them up. I know there's a lot going to the sale right now because there's no grass. I know a rancher that's cutting it right now, getting rid of everything, only keeping like 40 head, and hopefully letting their grass. There's no grass. You know, you get a couple rains, it grows up an inch or two, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So
it's a tough deal, man.
So these bears the bears are literally just running amok, trying to find something to eat, you know, because there's no mushrooms out there. All these places I used to dig up lobsters, the acorns are minimal. I mean, very minimal.
I ain't seen a first one, really. Not of any count.
In some of the areas I hunt, I call it a food corridor, because it's just a big strip of oaks, and there's nothing on them. If they look like a BB.
Yeah.
No bigger than a pistachio. So them bears are scrambling. You know, I don't know what the lions are doing yet. So
following the game, probably.
I did get on one there in 33 because they would say there's no bear sign, and usually you can't walk without stepping in bear crap in that place, but not this year. So we went up in there where I caught one before and thinking around, put it up in the cliffs and stuff. You know, I mean, not no more or no less sign than I normally see in that country, but I ain't been into where I normally run lions this year yet because I've been trying to chase bears and it's been too hot, but we'll see.
Well, I'm gonna try to. I'll probably bring my dogs down. I usually don't bring them down the end of November. I'm up there hunting bear till usually in November. So now I don't know. I'll probably bring them down here and start. My wife likes the heat a little bit more than the cold. It's starting to get a little chilly up there, but I also got to tear out my wood stove and either rebuild it or build one. And then I gotta put some rock up behind I got my roof done, and I'm waiting on get siding done, but I got a beehive under my house I gotta get rid of. So, and they're not real nice bees.
You still ain't got rid of that beehive?
Yeah, I had a bee guy come over because I was trying to save them, and he come out of that house and said, "Kill them sons of bitches." He says they're not Africanized, but they're native bees. They're not bees that buy
They're the
out
little
of
black
what he
ones.
say. He said, "Well, not bees we buy out of California or whatever he said." You know. Why would the cows affect? I don't think it affects it, but I think
No,
if they're
no,
hogged up on water.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe there were so many in there with no water, hardly.
No water, no grass.
Yeah, I don't think it affects affects the bear or anything. I just was surprised to see that, nothing to eat and there's just so many cattle in there. And it's tough to deal with, these ain't cows like, you coon hunting back east and you get into some cows. These jokers are about half wily and they get after you. Yeah,
Desert
I'd have
cattle.
a hell of a hunt down there. 'Cause mine like them wild cows.
Desert cattle a little different. When they had them down here where I hunt, they don't have them here no more. I don't even know. I was looking up the lease on it to see if I could pick up the lease. There's not much here though.
Yeah.
But I'd like to just have the lease. I just turned one loose out there about it. But they were mean out here. And then it got to where they pulled out and there was a lot of feral cattle.
Yeah.
I knew some cowboys that go down there to 27 and round up feral cattle.
Yeah.
Those boys lost a lot of horses. That's how bad 27 is. I keep saying it's no joke, but there's 3 cowboys come out of there. There's 3 cowboys went down in where we were camped, and only 3 cowboys came out on 2 horses. And his horse gave out on him and died down there. And I said, "You got a GPS for that?" It's not baiting.
Yeah,
I didn't leave it there.
Where exactly did this happen, friend?
Exactly what I said. Where was this again? So, but and I was talking to another feller today about 27, and if you want to go on 27 and walk, I mean, even I used to take. I had a nice big mountain horse before I got a mule, and Sonny has company more important than us, so he'll be late.
Oh.
But I would dive off the back, so I'd camp on this one road, and it really was just right off the backside of a canyon, and it wasn't really a road. I just had a good camping spot way back. And we just dumped right off the back of there in the mornings. I remember we rode 10, 12 hours back down in that one canyon and came out of there at dark, and that was just one little canyon. That's just one little canyon I was riding.
Some of that stuff I wouldn't want to be in at dark, trying to navigate my way out.
Yeah. I mean, it's good country, but you definitely either got to be in shape or what I tell you, don't go down there unless you got a week to find your dogs. So
I was you hunt the valley floor some, don't you? Mm-hmm. What's that like hunting in that? I don't know. I was just driving back last weekend, and man, I saw 4 bobcats. I'm like, son of a bitch! I might got these speed monsters loose over in that country.
Just dry country.
Yeah, just dry, brushy, mesquite bullshit. But
well, it's like out here, down south where I'm at, there's a lot of bobcat, and they run this mesquite run. But god dang, them suckers run better than a coyote. I've chased them from a mountain range to a mountain range in bobcat. There's nothing to tree, and they come right out of those mesquites, and they just cross that creosote.
That's what I just thought about trying that, because I mean, if there's anything I got the dogs for, that's the kind of race I got the dogs for. I got the wheels, boys, and they like to grab stuff.
Well, I got some dirty Maricopa mesquite down here, and there's always bobcat in there. But it's just real thick mesquite in there.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get cut up. They come right off the canal, and I've caught a few bobcat back there. It's just hard to get through there to get to them. And
yeah,
my dad was up on a hill one time glassing, and we had started one, and I thought it was a coyote, and he said he seen that bobcat come across that floor, and he was smoking my dog, just leaving them in the dust. So,
Well,
but
that's
I
what
ain't
them
got running
bobcats
dogs.
like. Them old nasty thickets.
It's bad in there. I said, well, I'll just take some tree trimmers in there. Shit, no. No. Once they get in there, and them bobcats right here, they fight. That's why I got a couple 3-year dogs just in those thickets right there. And then I have the tree nursery I hunt in, but it kind of burned down, so it's a little bit more open. But there used to be a lot of javelina in there. That's how I could break my stuff off javelina sometimes. But I got dogs in a covert, and I thought, well, maybe it's a bobcat, or there's mountain lion right there too, you know. I climbed in that covert, and I heard that old chomp, chomp, chomp.
Like a pig in there.
Pig. And the neighbors come out. There were some people, Canadians come over there. I was down in that covert, and I come out of that covert, and they're like, what are you doing? I said, well, dog's got a pig in there. So I don't know why in like these areas they don't let us run dogs on these pigs here, because it's all year long hunt. I just bought a tag for it in case I bump one in this nursery. But this is where I trained my dogs forever, in this nursery, because it's full of coons at night, and there's a ton of bobcat in there. And
That's
I've
where I
been
need to go.
How big is it, Chris?
What's that?
How many acres is it?
One of them's 300, and the other one's 1,100. So it's a
Pretty
good
Man.
chunk.
places. Yeah.
That's the good spot, yeah.
And I don't know if you guys, anybody on this has ever ran a raccoon in a palm tree, but it's worse than a squirrel in a pine tree. Them sons of bitches lay flat in there, and you can't see them.
That's what
You
the
can't see
thermal's
'em.
for.
Yeah,
Well,
I wasn't all
use
cool with
that.
thermals
Yeah,
and
no,
stuff.
but if you just real quick put it away.
Yeah, I wasn't all cool with the thermal. I don't know. Can you use thermals on in Arizona at all, even on coon?
Not at all.
What about bird
I tried-
watching?
Yeah.
I tried to argue for it, but they, it's guys that don't even hunt, that don't hunt predators, that want to tell us how it ain't fair. Like, hey, you still got to get to the tree.
Oh no, man, that's pretty cheating.
Well, not really. A thermal wouldn't even work good here most of the time. Like you couldn't go out in the summer at 10 o'clock at night and use a thermal. Everything would light up.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
pretty
down
hard
here,
here in the summer.
Yeah. I mean, like freaking Jeremy knows. Like you get off.
Even the canopy blocks it.
Yeah.
How does
Yeah,
that
the trees
humidity
be
work on those thermals?
Not bad. Some nights it's pretty bad.
How do you?
Yeah.
How does your thermals work in Arizona? Sunny?
What's going on? I don't tell no lies. I don't tell on myself.
Do they work good on the bait piles? Or
Right?
what's going on?
What's going on, man? Sorry it's late. I had company.
And they always show up when just out of the blue.
Yeah, no shit.
So, he's talking about the bear seasons a little bit. So,
Yeah?
Yep. Telling him
I
how
know
we were
where's that.
talking about.
Huh?
I was telling him, I went into how we was kind of talking about how a lot of these bears are probably not even bears from this unit.
Yeah, I think that they're just traveling bears, to be honest with you. And a lot of them, like I said, are adolescents. So they're been kicked off of mama, and who knows where they could have came from. Because I mean, like we talked about, there's bears over in Concho, there's bears in Holbrook, there's bears walking into houses in Tucson. Crazy.
When they're eating juniper berries, and that that's like their last go-to. When everything else is dead and falling off the trees, they're eating juniper berries.
Right.
But for them to be like surviving off of juniper berries, that the food source, like you've been out, you've seen the acorn patches. There is none hardly.
There ain't none. And there
it's-
ain't even hardly no juniper berries, really.
There's not like
Yeah.
before. You
Yeah.
get a few trees. It used to be probably 1 in every 5 trees had a good patch. Now it's like 1 in every 100.
I heard it was crazy this year in August in 383C, to be honest with you. over in Linden area. I heard
Yeah.
it was nuts, but I don't know how because there was no damn rain.
Better soil, who knows?
Yeah.
Dude, everyone I've caught this year has been 50 or 75 pounds light. Just scrawny
yeah,
looking
for
thing.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
No, they're scrounging, and I wonder if you think the sows when they're struggling on their own, they kick them off a little earlier so they can survive.
Seems like it. I mean, I don't know, but I just know that I mean, a lot of the bears are small. I mean, the bears that like the ones that are running around town. Like I think they had 4 bears this year in Springerville. And I mean I've seen bears here before, but not 4 bears in a year. I mean in a month, and they
They
were
had
all like little 50 to 80 pound bears.
shit, they had one at the airport in St. John's.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
So Benny is packing up for a 3-day something or another. I think he's just getting sick of us.
Yeah, he's normally Johnny on the spot on the show. You don't ever miss.
I know. No, I think you're right about the bears just traveling so much, and that's why there's so many nuisance. Because in their own area, they kind of know where to go, where to eat. And when they start moving, I think that's when they start getting in trouble.
Right.
That's when they start going into camps. So
Ended up on the quota.
getting up on the porch, eating the cedar. I was at a doctor appointment, and I think I had an AWDA shirt on. Someone mentioned something about a bear or dog. They started talking, and some guy popped his head out of a room he was waiting in. And he's like, "Someone say bear." And he started talking. So I literally was sitting there for 30 minutes trying to explain to these people that this is why the bears are coming into your yard. You got squirrel feeders, and you got bird feeders, and you got your trash cans.
Trash. Yeah.
Them bears love that trash.
Right.
Love the trash. So, and when you're living on like Greer, right? You're in dead center bear country. Not like Springerville. You're outside of bear country.
Right.
But Greer, those guys can't complain.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the same believer where I'm kind of like, they were here first, but
Well, I just think that I mean, granted, it's a crappy year for feed and water, and you got all these bears that are coming into town. Give them a break, don't dispatch of them. I mean, the game warden. I think I was talking to one, and they said they normally do 25 to 30 problem bears a year. Now they're at, like I told you yesterday, 135, 140.
yeah,
That's nuts, and that's what went off to the Unit 1 quota, the annual quota.
Unit 1, 3B, and probably 3A, 3C, because I know people over there that had bears in their yard.
Oh yeah, I mean, my friends of mine are sending them to me last night. They're in their yard.
And that's not even all of them, because I've seen people post stuff just on like Snapchat, and I said, "Hey, did you report that to Game and Fish?" And they said no. So
good.
How many didn't report it to Game and Fish? Because it's just a bear in their yard digging around, The thing is some of these people, these older individuals, they feel sorry for them and they start feeding them, and that's what happens. That's how these bears start coming into your house, all that fun stuff that probably shouldn't happen.
And at the end of the day, I think there should be some kind of I mean, instead of, let's let a hunter shoot them bears if you're going to shoot them.
Yep. Well, the thing is, too, is
or up the quota.
You're right. Let them.
Well, I don't know about up the quota, because that doesn't do you no good, I don't think. But, if it's going to go towards our annual quota, do like a depredation. You're calling somebody, just like how they do, like them, the town, like in the town bulls or elk hunts and all that stuff. Same thing. Let's do something, and I mean, I don't know everything, I don't know everything. I just think that, there's got to be a better way.
I think, I think there has to be some sort of program, like a hazing program, to if you do have a problem bear and you let's say you have 10 houndsmen on call, because we all work, but there got to be somebody who can load up those. You can trank that bear and they'll stay asleep for a few hours.
I can.
That's what I'm saying. There'll always be somebody, right? And when that bear wakes up, you give them that shot to wake him up. You get that bear, up a tree, and then you bring those dogs in and let them out of that tree, shoot them with a paintball gun, haze him up another tree. That might defer him from trying to come back in to a house. I mean, Barton proved it, that hazing works with lions.
Or even if you just, even if we had a pursuit season and we got to run them, maybe you run them far enough that where, that they're not going to come back. Eventually they'll come back for, but run them out again. I don't know.
That's what I say all the time. You don't have these problems in West Virginia, and there's more houses in the middle of bear country than what we got. And they got bears.
And there's a bear on every 10-inch center.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Yeah, they're everywhere. And you don't have bears eating my chickens and bears in my house. Like, it don't happen because they get run all the time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
365.
Everybody has a dog. Everybody has a dog in those houses. I think the problem is
you live in West Virginia, or
I used to. I'm in Arizona now. I used to hunt out that country a lot.
I've hunted there a couple times. I go to West Virginia quite a bit. Because I got a lot of clients there. But where'd you used to live at?
I used to live mostly in Kentucky, and then we was down around Beckley for a while.
Oh yeah,
like Oak Hill.
Yeah, I hunted over by Elkins and all that. But yeah, I love West Virginia. But they do have a lot of bears.
A lot of bears, but you don't have the bear problems. Not hard to know. Right. I don't know that I've never heard of it.
Arkansas got some bear problems.
Well, that's what happens when you got a grillion bears and you ain't allowed to chase them with dogs for the last 100 years. That's mismanagement of your natural resource right there.
Do they have a lot of problems? Do they have a lot of problems with bears breaking into cabins and shit in Colorado? Because you can't hunt them with dogs there either.
I don't know. I'd imagine so.
Huh.
I'd imagine so. I've never really looked into it.
I know we do.
Yep.
And you just now were able to hunt bears without dogs.
Without dogs. You can hunt them over bait, and that's it.
Oh, babe, give me the charger.
And that's, Florida got the same problem. Just left, right, and center, just bear issues.
Really?
And, yep. They got too damn many.
They opened the bear season, right?
Yep. But they can't run them with dogs either.
It's so bad here. There was this old camp out in the middle of the woods. This bear broke in, ate all the canned goods that were left in there, took the mattress out, put it underneath the cabin, and was sleeping on the mattress.
That's a smart bear. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I hunted down a place in Globe, and they had this little cabin there since the mining days, and you see where those bears, because they had put bars on the windows, and you can see where those bears have tried to get into those bars even 50 years ago. They know where that food is, and once they find it, once you throw a can of peaches outside, once you put some chicken in the dumpster, they're going to be on it. Plain and simple.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they do, and they need a pursuit season in January, in the summers, because that's when they start coming out and they start getting crazy with it.
Yeah, these suckers eat every seat on every four-wheeler and side-by-side tractor, you name it. You leave it out, they'll eat it.
Where are you out of?
Louisiana.
Oh, Louisiana. They got a lot of bears in Louisiana?
Yeah, we got a few.
Oh.
If you ask them, they only have 800?
Yeah, that's what I said.
If you count them, it might be a different story.
All right.
It's like Arizona. They give you a number, but I really think they lowball a lot of these numbers.
Yeah,
especially when
for
it comes
sure.
to wolves.
Oh, we only got 5 of them, guys. Only 4 or 5.
Well, and here, let's go back to that. To get rid of a problem bear, why don't we have bait sites? Why don't we feed the bears? Because we feed the wolves. So
Yeah, I'd rather them feed the bears than feed the wolves. Hell with the wolves. Feed the
Right.
bears. Just
Right.
publish where they do that at, and I'll just go through there and make sure that there's no coyotes eating that bear food.
yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah. If they fed those bears, they'd keep them out of the houses. Just go dump you a couple sites at Escadilla, go a couple sites in Wishbone. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they do feed them. They do feed them damn wolves.
Yeah.
They've been feeding them. That's the problem. They've been dumped here since the 90s, right? When was the first bear? When was the first wolf they dumped? They set down there.
2000.
Was it 2000?
This is what they say.
Mm-hmm.
2000. That's 25 years ago.
So 25 years and we're still feeding them?
Yeah, that's what I said. Hey, all right, so nobody wants wolves, but if you're gonna bring wolves in this country, set them free, and if they make it, great. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah.
Because we got a wolf program that I don't know how many people are monitoring the wolves, but they fly every Monday to see where the wolves are, and there's always somebody out there monitoring where the hell the wolves are. Why?
If they're so sustainable on their own ecosystem, if they do such good for the ecosystem and can sustain its ecosystem. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Cricket, knock it off.
People that want wolves just ain't never lived with wolves. Yeah, it don't work good living close to people. They need to be out somewhere
And
far.
we don't even have the real bad wolves.
No, we don't have the bad wolves. Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah,
they're trying to bring them in, though. I heard they're trying to bring in them big Canadian monsters. Get some of those in here, and
here's the thing: those were never indigenous to this region.
Nope.
So I mean, we'd have a fight on our hands, but nobody listens to us anyways.
Well, they changed the law on the Endangered Species Act that took out the provision for not introducing non-native species, and then they changed the differentiation from the northern gray to the Rocky Mountain gray.
Huh.
So they did that so they can pull these big 90-pound Canadian killing machines and put them anywhere they want to. Because the wolves in Colorado ain't the wolves that used to be in Colorado either.
No. But what my argument is why the hell do we need them anyways? There's nothing good in a wolf.
No, folks just exterminated that crap a long time ago. What
happened too
for a reason.
They said we're bringing them in, and Game and Fish actually said no. And the federal government came in and said, "Hey, we're going to help us with this wolf program." And they said, "No, we're not doing it." He said, "Well, either you're with us, and we bring the wolves in, or you're without us, and we bring the wolves in." So at least they were smart enough to kind of take control of it, where they have a little bit of control over it. But
that's what happens when the federal government manages wildlife right there.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of out of touch tomfoolery.
Yeah. Oh, that's because people's wives and husbands and whoever is with the politician has the upper hand on that.
Yeah.
Well, you go back and look at the comments. Tim B said in 94, 95, Louisiana said we had one bear. That's
one bear.
Bullshit. And then Casey said it's a failed government program.
So can you guys hunt bears there?
Last year was the first season since like 83.
12
tags.
How many were killed?
11.
Oh yeah, pretty quick or no?
Probably about 18.
Yeah, they filled it within the first week.
Oh, so there's more. They got bears.
But they were being real selective on what they shot. I mean, I think the smallest one was like 394, and the biggest
They were big bears. I think
the
you sent me
biggest one was almost 800.
No
Mhm.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
Big
cow.
round jokers, son. Like,
They're all corn fed.
Jeremy
corn
sent me a
fed.
video of one in a corn barn.
And he's about 300 pounds. He's a little one.
That's crazy. 800 pound.
Our 2-year-old bears are anywhere from 250 to 300.
So can you hunt them with dogs there or no?
No.
No.
The sows will go 300 to 400.
That's crazy.
You can't hunt them yet. So they get these, I think they get these hunts in as your foot in the door. And I think
I
they
mean, they
did
had
it
to make a
because-
pursuit season or at least.
Yeah, Sonny, you can't
Can't.
run them with dogs.
What yeah. I'm coon hunting.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
I got in trouble for that one. I
Well.
had the Californians tell me to quit saying we're treeing 300-pound coons over here.
But the thing is our bears don't run. I mean,
Yeah.
a long race is if you catch one out in the field and he's going to run 200-300 yards, and he's going to climb the first tree he comes up.
Yeah, they're
I wanna
like
go hunt with Jeremy
since
tonight.
'86 we have no predator. We're the alpha apex.
And
They
it's
said,
real
how can
fun.
they have that big of a bear? Well, shit, when he's sitting there doing nothing but
They're
eating out of corn. you
Will that
can't
big
kill
of a
him.
bear climb a tree?
Yeah.
Really?
And it's real interesting when you take one and it climbs a tree big around your wrist, and the tree starts doing this, and the dogs are,
It's like
doing
a
what dogs
cartoon.
do. It is hairy. It gets western quick.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I never seen one that big. I seen one knocking 500 and thought that was a big bear until Jeremy
Yeah.
showed us some pictures last year. Like, golly.
Yeah. Those are North Carolina sized bears.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
you guys bears not hibernate
No.
year round?
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, it's pretty close to the same, type of habitat, other than the cold. It's a lot colder there than it is here.
Yeah.
So they get to eat on corn and, like the ones in North Carolina, they get to eat on a bunch of fish, I think.
These eat corn and half the year, and then they eat acorns the other half the year. And then when we could feed the deer, they ate corn year round. So
that's crazy.
Oh, did they take you baiting away?
Well, they brought it back this year.
Okay.
Money talks.
Yeah.
They were losing too much money in sales tax, so
yeah,
we got it back. But we still had the bears kind of dispersed. They weren't as plentiful. And that old bear that was hanging out on that corn barn, I hadn't seen him yet. But I've been looking.
Man.
Where Chris, he had bad service or what?
Yeah, he knows. His phone probably rang.
His phone probably rang.
Yeah,
He
he had like 3 phone calls before we got on the live.
Oh, shit. Where the hell's the normal guys? They called out sick today?
I think Jared and Dustin are hunting.
Yeah.
Brandon's hunting.
Yeah.
Benny's packing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Benny's packing, and the heck, them boys always busy.
Right.
Hardly ever get Dustin and Jared and Brandon on. I can't remember last time all 3 of them was on the same show.
Yeah, I have a couple days off.
Yeah,
It was as good. I needed it.
yeah, I've been running pretty hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do it for a living, so it's
Yeah.
gotta grow hay whenever we're rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I also do elk and I do, everything else in between. So I don't just straight, dog hunt. But I
See,
try
Sonny's
to,
the professional.
huh?
I said, Sonny's the professional.
I don't
Once
know about
once you get your butt
that.
kicked and you're dragging back to camp, somebody's phone goes ding, and they're like, "Oh, Sonny caught one over such and such." We're like, well, yeah. Wonder what that's like.
I don't know about that. Looks like I got a dog loose. He's looking in the screen door.
I forgot. I hooked up all my stuff for this and then plugged my computer in.
Did your phone die or what?
My laptop. I didn't plug
Oh.
it in. And
Oh.
lasted 45 minutes. Well, about hour and a half.
You guys been on for an hour and a half already?
No,
Yeah.
I get on and get it all set up. We've been on 41 minutes. Probably gonna be a short one tonight, but
Right.
you can only complain so much. But we do need a pursuit season after unit closes, period, for the rest of the year.
Yes, sir.
You know what else sucks though is I was talking to Hunter DeWitt today about it. And they had a vote. I guess the Game and Fish had a vote that if you have a commissioner's tag.
Well, I was hoping you'd bring this up.
I did bring that up. So I talked to Hunter today and I asked because they had a vote and they voted it out still. Well, these guys, do the commissioner tag and an elk season's 365 days throughout every unit. Why can't bears, even if it's a quota? Because here's the thing: if you got a commissioner tag, you're not going to shoot a sow. You're going to shoot the biggest bear there is that you can find. And I think it's crap. Because I guess I'm bitching because I got the commissioner hunter.
Well, I know, but what did they vote out? So when you
can't hunt, you can't hunt annual quota units that hit the annual quota. So I'm not going to be able to hunt unit one.
They should account that already for that. They should literally count that as, okay, no matter what, we have a possibility there's going to be one more, especially on that tag.
You would think.
Well, the problem is, I think, is that the deer hunters and the elk hunters and the sheep hunters are a multi-billion-dollar industry. We ain't. And that's what kills us.
But it's still a tag that is related. It's the same as
it ain't
365.
It ain't fair, but that's the only reason they do it, and they don't do it to everybody else because
that's like saying
we don't make enough noise.
Well, it's like saying, okay, we already killed a 300 bull in Unit 1, so you can't hunt that no more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, see, that's like ours. They didn't even advertise the governor's tag because they only advertised 10 tags, and they gave the governor's tag to a wounded vet. He's the one that killed the almost 800-pound bear.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
I'm glad to hear that.
Well, at least it went to a vet and not some rich fogey.
Right.
So, how did they do that? Was it a raffle or they just?
I'm gonna be lying if I say, but I want to say it's kind of like a Make-A-Wish, something like that. But where they pulled them, and then drew one of them. Which is what they did with the other tags. They've got a general tag, a landowner tag, and a public land tag. The general you can hunt public land or private, and then the one governor's tag. And I forget how many tags they upped it to, like 25 this year, something like that. And of course, they don't never draw me, but
can a non-resident apply for that?
If you have private land, I think it's the way it reads. Because there's a lot of out-of-state residents that drew tags last year that sold them. Because the little boy that killed the first one, that's how they got their tag. Is they paid like $20,000 for it.
Son, that's a lot of money to kill a bear.
Yeah. Shit.
Man, that's a tough deal. It's just crazy.
Casey's saying that they did away with that commissioner's tags because the hound hunters buy it all year, or buy it to hunt all year.
And that's
Well, they
what,
did-
that's good. But then, like in Arizona, you can hunt 365 days, but you can only hunt with dogs up until December 31st, and you can't hunt again with dogs until August 1st. Which
That's
is
You should be able to hunt dogs the whole
you
year.
should be able to. Yeah, you
Because
should
then
be
you're
able
more
to.
selective. You're not shooting a sow.
Right.
Well,
You wanna
that's
talk-
that's
you
the
want, you
that's
want to
the
see
thing we
Sonny
gotta
get
find.
riled up? Ask him.
Well, I mean,
ask
if you
him-
want your commissioner bear tag to bring more money, you do that. Because, more people are going to pay more money to hunt their dogs year round legally,
Mhm.
Yep.
But
It,
Well, that's
it's
all.
just it's just crazy. That's what we got to fight though. We got to fight that weird segregation thing they do to us dog guys because
yeah,
we ain't the problem. We ain't popping 90-pound sows across the canyon with 6'5" Creedmoors.
right.
That ain't. We're underneath that 120-pounder going. Man, if you were a little bigger, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah. So, is there limitations on the elk and deer? So they don't even do those tags no more, though, right? Those are gone.
No, they
It's a
do.
raffle
These are
now.
these are not these are not the ones that they do for the auction. These are the
Yeah.
ones when you buy $5 a ticket.
The raffle.
It's called the super raffle.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what those are.
Yep.
Super raffle.
that's crazy.
Because
Yeah.
auction tags are bye.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
bye. Yep.
Which I think they should have never
To
done
make
that.
it fair, Derek. To make it
No,
fair
here's the
for
thing.
people who
Here's the
can't
thing, Derek,
buy.
and I'm a hunting guide, but I think it's a good idea, and this is why. Because it gives an everyday Joe guy like me and you that can't afford 300,000 to buy an elk, but we can buy raffle tickets for $5 a piece and maybe get that tag.
But didn't they already have the raffle?
I definitely.
But here's the thing. They also proved that they're selling as many raffle tickets as the guys that are paying for the commissioner or auction.
Okay,
So they're
That was
making
my
their
question.
money still.
They're making more, they say.
Wow.
so it's the same. So instead of the governor's tag, now we have the super raffle.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. Then I just don't want to see that $5 million or whatever not go to the game department. You know what I
No,
mean?
it's still going. It's still
Okay.
going.
As long as they're selling enough, which that
Right.
makes sense. As long as they did something to keep that money coming in because they sure need it.
And I know two just ordinary Joe guys that, they won the Coos Deer one. Two different guys, that wouldn't be able to afford.
Only
Yeah.
takes $5 to win.
And the guy said he only bought one ticket. Yeah.
Somebody bought 1,000 of them jokers and didn't get
Or
that.
more. Or more.
That's my luck.
Uh-huh.
Well, if you're willing to pay $300,000 for a governor tag, why not drop $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on it?
Yeah.
You
It's a
know,
write-off anyways, isn't it?
I'm sure it is. I would use it
I
as a
don't-
write-off.
Well,
Yeah, I
that's
don't
what they're
know.
doing. That's why
Entertainment.
they're paying so much money, because they're doing it as a write-off, like a write-off towards, conservation or whatever, Arizona or whatever,
Oh yeah.
And now that those people won those tags, that one person spent $5 and won those tags, that tag, it gives you, like me, I don't even know if I put in for it. I'm like, damn.
I
need
do.
to
I
put
did.
in for
I
it.
didn't this year. I will next year though.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
you
do.
never know.
Yeah, you can't win if you
know.
don't play, and it's $5,
Exactly.
man. We go in the grocery store, we go into the convenience store and spend 20,
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
The only reason I didn't put in is because I already bought my tags. And, my dogs are young and they suck. And I didn't deer hunted in years because I'm always like, I'm going to deer hunt. And then I'm like, oh, I cut a lion track. I'm not going to deer hunt. I'm going to go not catch this lion.
Well, hey, you know what? Let me tell you something. We all had dogs that sucked at one time, and probably still do. But the more you put them on game, then all of a sudden that light bulb clicks, and then all of a sudden you're like, let me tell you something. The first time I always hunted, I have a good friend of mine that taught me a lot about dogs, and shit. Back in, I think it was '99, I started got my own pack, And the first bear I caught, it was at Greens Peak, and it was right before dark. It was almost getting dark, and I had cell service. I'll tell you what, you would have thought that I won the fucking Super Bowl. I called everybody I knew. I got,
Yeah.
I mean,
We've
it was the
all been
greatest day of
there.
my life, because I mean, finally they clicked, and I was by myself, and they were my own dogs. It was the greatest day of my life.
First, first bear I caught was 383C Road, and it was me and Kyle King, and either of us had ran bear at all. We just
Mhm.
threw dogs in my Suburban, found a track, let the dogs out, and they didn't know what to do. I was mad. I threw them back in, drove down the road. I remember telling Kyle, I said, "This bear needs to run across the road." And I swear to God, within 30 seconds, I said that bear ran across the road. And I remember looking at him and said, "There it goes." And he looked at me and said, "You're a fucking liar." And I said, "Right there." And we caught that bear within a quarter mile, if even closer than that. Same thing. I posted it on Facebook. I look back at that picture. I'm like, oh shit. I could have swore that bear was 180, 200, but I think it's about 130, man. It was a boar, but I swear to God, I see it. We got it on a stick. We're hiking it out, and I looked at those pictures the other day. I'm like, "You sorry son of a bitch." You sorry son of a bitch. But you're right, and that's trophy hunting. That 130-pound bear was my trophy. It was trophy hunting.
I didn't kill the first bear. That bear that I called, I didn't kill it. I caught it and turned it loose. But like I said, it was. I mean, you could have slapped me across the face, and I'd have thanked you for it.
Yep.
I was that happy.
That's the only bear I've ever killed.
Yeah.
That first lion we caught, I didn't shoot her. She was tiny, but I'm telling you, I walked out of there, and by God, I've been fucking literally walking off that mountain.
Oh, guaranteed.
I thought I was hard as hell.
I know that
Yeah.
feeling, and I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, if meth does that to you, I know why those guys do it.
Right.
Because if I could get that feeling again, of catching my first bear or lion, there's nothing like it, man.
It makes you lose your teeth, Sonny. Hound
Yeah.
hunting makes you lose your hair.
It may not be. You may not be as excited on anything else, but every time you walk into a tree and you see something, you're still excited about it. But here's people are like, "Would you?" I see like all these interviews, and would you rather bear or lion hunt? And honestly, I think bear, you can go catch 20 bear a year. If you get out, you can catch 20 bear a year with shitty dogs. Now lion, you're not going to catch 20 lion a year unless that's your job and that's what you're doing, right? So I think with me, when I get a lion, I'm like, yeah, I caught you, especially down where I'm at right here. I caught that female, and I didn't get to the tree, but she ran off, and I knew she was treed 3 times, and I seen her go up and over, and I said, I got you. I got you. And my dogs were spent, Cecilia, her ears were pinned to the top of her head with cholla cactus. And I had no water. I just said, oh, it's only 900 yards. Let me just, green beret up into that like a ranger. And shit, I was spent. My dogs were spent. They had ran. It was 90 degrees. I was more thankful I didn't lose a dog to heat stroke or myself but I knew I caught her. And whenever time I catch a lion, especially in like country you're not supposed to, man, a bear you can catch anywhere. Them bear will go anywhere. Like you never know where you're going to catch a bear, but
like that bear I caught on Friday. Had a guy that never big game hunted in his life. He's always hunted birds or whatever. Never seen the dogs, never just booked the bear hunt and called it a day. Well, anyways, I got to the spot, for an hour before light. And, I said, we're going to sit here and I'm going to, let my dogs clean out for a while before it gets light. So it was starting to crack light. I unloaded my side-by-side. I let the dogs, do their thing and loaded them up. Went down the road 3 miles. Dog struck, got out, and they started cold trailing. And I said, I'm not here to cold trail. So I called my dogs off, loaded them back up, went down where I thought that bear was going to go. They rigged it, but it's not hot enough. He says, well, why ain't you letting dogs out? I said, it's not hot yet. Whenever you get a hot rig, you'll know. So I turned around, come back out of that road and past the water tank. Dogs blew up, took off, started cold trailing. The same bear. Well, anyways, that good dog of mine, he turned. What they were doing is they were trailing it backwards because that bear had went through the water tank and messed around and shit. So he turned around and started going the right way and took the whole thing. We had that bear caught in 10 minutes. And I told him, I said, you don't know, you got the best of bear hunting, I promise you. I said, because, you know, and I'm not saying you don't catch them like that, but more than likely you got an hour or maybe, 30 minutes or whatever. But then you don't go 3 miles down the road and catch a bear like that,
Well, it's
big old,
it's
yeah,
hard being patient, especially
yeah,
with a client, because you're trying to get this guy pumped up, but you don't want to trail all day long and wear him
right,
out.
right.
Where,
I'm the type of guy, everybody's like, I want a cold trail, I'm like, hey, if I'm hunting a lion, I'll cold trail, but I'm here to catch. I mean, if I'm in a cold trail, I don't, guys are like, I want a dog that's going to cold trail a 2-day-old track. Well, I don't, because you're going to cold trail that, and then you're going to have to pull dogs out. And if you want to catch that lion, you can go back and go for several days. But me, I want to dump out on a lion, and I want to catch that lion that day,
Mhm.
or bear, and everybody's got different. They like different things, and more power to them. But I just
Where,
myself, I don't.
where's Benny and Dustin when we got Sonny on here, dadgummit? I got reinforced. I'll get yelled at for saying that. I either want to catch it or not catch it, but I want to do it
Right,
right now. I don't want to do it at dark after 12 hours of walking. I want to today, not
right,
tomorrow,
there's
not next week. That ain't for me.
there's nothing better than a fast
Hey,
bear hunt, a fast bear tree.
right.
It don't have to be 300 yards, and I've done it in 300 yards. Like just boom, jump them. But a good fast bear tree is. But I mean, we're more apt to let bear go than a lion.
I like it. I mean, I think the ideal is, a 45-minute, race. You can hear the dogs trailing through and, baying up
Mhm.
a couple times and, maybe a tree and then they jumps out or whatever. I like to hear that because I like to hear the dogs work. When you got a 15-minute race, dogs are up. And and I could look at my GPS and I told that guy, so this bear's going to tree any minute. He says, how do you know that? And I says, I just know, and pretty soon, 2 minutes later, I said, well, it starts my GPS starts marking tree, beep, beep, and I'm like, there they are, treed. And he's like, how do you know that? And I'm like, I've been around the block a time or two, but you just kind of know you just kind of know the
You
situation.
can hear it. You can
Yeah.
hear it.
Yeah.
And
I
I
might
can also tell you I can tell you when I'm on a shit race too. I said,
when
these dogs are,
when you're not going to catch it. When it's hot and they're 3 miles away in about 45 seconds, you're like,
mm-hmm,
we might catch them, but this is gonna be a tough one.
You
My
were bad
cousin,
again.
my
I know
cousin
when
came out once.
I can tell. I can tell when you're not going to catch one.
right.
If I'm
Oh.
there, you're not going to catch one. But I tell you, I will. I
He
will
can find a track.
for
Jeremy can find a track
for Evan.
all
I
day
will
long.
say this: I did tree 7 in less than an hour the other night
That's awesome.
in bad conditions.
That's awesome.
That's all
That's
matters.
awesome.
Now
I went.
before that, I couldn't have beat them dogs and made them tree 7.
I've been to I dumped out on a bear race one time and I had a split race and I went to 4 different trees. That was the best I've ever done, and I've never topped that. I've been to 2, but
You can
no
walk
more than that.
butt off.
Yeah,
My dad last year before texted me, says I got 2 bears in a tree. I said probably a sow and a cub. And I get there and one jumped and left, but it was 2 full-grown
mature.
boars in a
Yeah,
tree, one
right.
tree, and
I've done
one
that.
came down, took off, and his dog stayed on that one. The other dogs took off. So I walked into that tree he was at, and then my dog struck the other one and took off way out on the other side. So he only had one dog on the one tree. But yeah, those quick, fast hunts are just great. They're great where you can listen to the dogs get real excited, and then you hear it and you're like, oh, he's jumped. And once he's jumped, you watch how they do their little circles or try to go to the top of the hill, and you're like, that's definitely a bear. And then when they see that tree, you're like, let's go. I took my cousin we didn't get up till late. And he goes, shouldn't we have left like early? I said, nah, we'll just go to, I know where we're going. We jump in my little Toyota. We go over there. We get out. I said, I never really walk up the steep part. I always just kind of walk this road over here. So I went up the steep part. We went up to the top. My dog struck. I mean, this is within 10, 15 minutes. They go 30 yards from my truck, circle my truck, and go out. So I said, oh, hell, they're going east. So we go down, get in the truck, go around this mountain, and they keep just stop. I don't think it treed. I think it was just on the ground. Go around the road. And I said, well, hell, they're only 200 yards in there. It looks like they're
Make sure you
now.
clean your feet if you got mud on them. Yeah, but they got mud on them.
Prima donna.
Get him out there. Cricket, come here. Damn hounds in the house.
Come on,
Damn.
Sonny. We know you let her sleep in the bed with you.
I got friends that do let some of their hounds do that.
Yeah.
Not me. They're too stinky for me.
Stinker does. She sleeps wherever she wants. So
Oh,
I go
damn.
around. I say they're 200 yards out. Let's just walk in. And we're walking in, and those dogs start coming at me. I'm like, hell, they're coming right at us. And so we just kind of stop. I'm like, shit, they're 100 yards. They're 80 yards, 50 yards. All of a sudden, this bear come out of the tree. Just come out of the bush. I said, oh, shit, it's a bear. And my dogs were behind it a bit. And I said, don't shoot my dog. Don't shoot my dogs. And he shot that bear and rolled it. And those dogs were like, where the hell did you guys come from? But, I mean, that was like a quick 30-minute hunt. You know, just fast and quick. Those are the funnest.
I like it. Which that's about the only way I catch stuff is bushwhacking them. But
That's the best way sometimes.
What's that?
That's the best way sometimes.
Right? I like that. Just lay them up like that.
I think the longest bear race I ever had was 300 yards. Here.
Oh, there's Sonny. He's back.
I'm back.
He's back from kicking the dog's ass.
No, I pushed the wrong. I don't know what the hell I did. My phone fell, and I went to grab it, and it cut me off. I'm always cut off.
See, this is the stuff that last night I witnessed a bear get shot just at the end of shooting hours out of a stand. We went back in the morning and found the bear buried under sod, grass, and brush. It had been carried 300 yards.
From a lion or what?
No, he said he witnessed a bear that got shot at the end of shooting hours out of a stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What carried it off and buried it? A lion?
Well, not now. Wouldn't you
We
think?
need more. We need more of that story.
Yeah, was it?
The hunter?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's weird.
the
I mean,
bear?
you wouldn't. I mean, the only thing that covers, their kill is a lion or a bobcat.
or a human that's trying to hide the bear he shot.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
Where you
probably
from?
somebody.
Where's Corey from?
Wait a minute, that's the question.
Oh, that's what he don't know. But he heard someone
Probably.
shoot it. Did it run off and a lion drag it off because he couldn't?
Yeah.
Bear.
300
That's
yards
right.
though. You're not looking 300 yards. That bear died.
Well,
in 300
well,
yards.
not whenever you're illegal. You're like, I'll come back in the morning.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
bet you they shot it, went out there and saw it was a little bear, and then drug it off and
Yeah.
buried
Was
it.
it a big
Where's that?
bear?
In Arizona or where was it?
I don't know.
Hmm.
You done
Yeah.
opened up, Corey Cutler. You gotta tell us all.
Drum roll.
Gotta
Yeah.
tell us all the details. Where are you from? What unit? Who shot it? Tell us.
Yeah, where was Legend called?
I know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. Well, it is what it
Did the
is.
New York Yankees win or what?
But to get back to it all, we do need to figure out the whole when they dispatch bear and it gets took off our quota. That kind of sucked.
Here's the thing, and I've thought about this a lot, and I just don't want it to make, just like how, you were saying, discriminating against, hound hunters because, we don't get to hunt, the commissioner tag 365 days with dogs or whatever. I just don't want to feel like we're the group that always bitches about everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't like that, but I mean,
It's hard not to.
you have a legitimate bitch, but what I'm saying is I don't want to be them people.
But it's
We
hard
almost,
not to,
we
Sonny,
almost
because
have to be though.
we're the
That's
lowest hanging fruit. We got to
we got to yell out.
We're the slapping boy.
Yeah, I reckon they ought to just do it just like lions. That would be the fairest thing. That makes the most sense. Yeah, no.
Well, we're not killing them. And
Yeah.
even in Unit 1 last year, when they literally had an article, a guy, supposedly a anonymous hunter said, why buy $25 tag when the houndsmen are killing everything? And the Game and Fish came out and said, well, wait a minute.
21%.
It was only, it was 81% was spot and stock shooters, right?
Well, that's
19%.
19%.
Well,
I mean,
I'm gonna make a bitch about this. So right now, 27's open and it's been open since Friday. Okay, today's Wednesday. There's a 14 sow quota. Okay, it's already hit 8. You know why?
guys.
Spot stock hunters. Yep. Dial it in and shoot. You know. And I'm not going to mention names. But a lot of you guys know who I'm talking about. Outfitter wise. I seen their camp. They had 8 dudes in it. Okay. So I talked to one of them. They said 8 this week and 6 next week. Okay. 16 bear hunters. Okay, in 2 weeks. You're not going to tell me you're going to kill 16 boars.
No,
you
don't care what it is.
No,
you don't care what it is, and that's why I have the damn problem, because it's not about conservation. It's not about a true hunt. It's about how much money I can put in my damn pocket.
So I want to see what Sonny thinks about my plan for that. You kill a sow, no bear tag next year.
For how long? 3 years?
Yeah, I like 3 years. Everybody else would raise heck. I'd say 3 calendar years, no bear tag. And if
at least 2.
And if you're guiding guys, I think that should go against the outfitter as well, because that's your responsibility. You know what I mean? If you're not working towards
but here's the thing that I say. I'm all for it, but here's the thing: a sow is a legal bear.
Yep.
So you kind of got it's kind of I mean, they're not doing anything illegal.
I think a sow shouldn't be a legal bear. I think it should be boar only. And the spot and stalkers and the snipers are all going to whine, but
that opens you up for a whole different season. And then if they give us just our season,
you know what would be a solution to that, but it'd never ride. Boar only, and draw tags for a sow.
I like that.
That's hit your fair. Quota. To hit your quota.
Yep, I like that.
So if you want to kill a sow, you're going to draw the tag. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't know.
I like that.
I mean, it'll never ride, but that would be a good solution.
Yeah. Or take away all the glass. That won't ride either, but that would help.
The bow hunting slowed the hell down for them guys in August. And then Unit 1 is closed for the annual season. So I looked on Facebook and everybody, we got the rifle hunters got blamed for the sow quota being hit by the. I'm like, no. I said it wasn't hunters, buddy. It was the problem bears.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was.
They didn't go out there and kill all them sows with the friggin' Matthews.
No.
That ain't what that was.
Or we can do this too.
It was a shotgun.
Make it to where rifle hunters, let's do what New Mexico does with their muzzle loaders. Let's just make it a ham hunt. Let's make it a ham hunt. Instead of rifle.
But
pistol,
if you do that,
archery, or muzzleloader.
Even if you do that, I think we need to take a page out of Pennsylvania's book with them muzzleloaders, because a CVA Paramount will shoot 300 yards in the hands of anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, they will. But New Mexico, what they did is they put the coyotes to that and you can't use scopes.
No, I like that now. I like that.
No more scopes.
Get rid of the glass.
You can't use the
so if you can hit a bear at 300 yards open sight, you deserve that bear, I guess.
Yeah, bad man, you can have him.
Yeah.
2 different seasons. Houndsman get first season boar only, then sniper second season, either sex. See that what that does is it makes it where we can't hunt the all the fall.
No, I think
So they're going to
just
give
they
us
could
2
run.
weeks for hounds, and that is it.
Yeah,
No,
I think they
hell
should
with that.
run it just like lions, but take the glass away. That'll fix it. Or make it boar only. Make it boar only, and problem solved. Because if you shoot a sow, that's not a legal bear.
AJ, you're
No bear
starving.
tag 3 years or something.
Or blow out
I'm on
these
podcast.
these people that are shooting 9, 10 sows. You got 20 people in their camp doing it.
You know, don't get me wrong. I've been guilty of killing a sow a time or two, but you know, it's always like the old sow. Or there was a couple of times that I couldn't see the genitals, and I was mistaken because this was a big bear, and you know, you look at all the features: big head, small
Mhm.
snout, blah blah blah, and it clicked all the boxes. Well, when I shot it, it didn't have nuts, and I was like, and I get pissed off at myself because I don't enjoy doing that, but
It happens.
it happens, you know.
Nobody would be mad at a fellow that shot a sow and it was a 300-pound pumpkin-headed monster. Nobody's going to be like, "Oh, you son of a bitch." It's when it's a 90-pound rat is what the problem is. When you don't know what it is because you shot it a half mile away, and it the old gangly, long-legged thing out there.
Well, here's what happens with some of those bears you shoot from a long way away. When you got a deer hunter or elk hunter that never seen a bear in his life.
They all look big in that
scope. Bear at 100, 200, 300 yards, 500 yards, walks down there, and it's a 60-pound bear.
And to be fair, one of the hardest animals to judge, even for me, and I've seen a ton of them, is a bear. And they're just, they might be hairier, they might be this, it might be that, and you think, and I've been a mistake. That's a good bear, blah blah. I mean, it's not the biggest bear, but I think it's a 200-pound bear, and you kill it, and it's 100 and something.
Yeah.
But that's why it helps to be able to stand underneath of it for 15 minutes and get a real good look at the joker. Because you might go from 210 to 160, but you're not going to go from 200 to 60.
I did that once, and I seen the balls, and he shot it, and it came out of that tree, and she was so fat that she was sitting up on a branch and made it look like she had balls. And she has big, square-headed. I thought I walked up and I said, "That's a boar," But and I got kind of yelled at last year for killing a sow, but there was one year we caught 23 sows in 3B only. 23 different. I think we caught one twice, but 23 sows. So it's 22 sows. That's a lot of sows in one unit. What does that tell you?
Well, I've been saying,
where's the boars?
But that same year. I think that was in 21 or 22 or something like that, and that was the same year that like 23 unit 23 was the same thing. They killed all sows. Nobody did tree a damn boar. It seemed like.
And if you're treeing that many sows, you probably should take a few out.
No, I have a brown.
Yep. Well, Arizona has a weird thing with that. They don't kill any does either. It's
let me tell you something. I grew up here my whole life. When I was a kid, we used to drive up on the mountain. You'd see herds of 30, 25, 40. You would see that. And you wouldn't hardly see elk. Well, whenever elk population started getting stronger, our deer population went to crap. But I've been living. I'm 54 years old, and I've lived here my whole life, so I've seen it. And I believe that you don't kill those where you don't have a population. You
used to be able to kill does in the 90s.
Right? You used to be able to.
Yep.
But
we just don't got the deer we have now.
We don't.
So, Chris does.
What's that?
Got the deer.
Oh yeah, we was in 3C and god dang, we seen 40, 50 deer. So
it's been a good year for deer because I've seen a lot of deer myself. you
There
know,
wasn't
just
that many. I think we saw like 8 in 23 South.
Yeah.
And the
Only
whole week
8?
I was there. Yeah.
huh.
Ran the hell out of some cows though.
Yep.
Where do long hair go?
His
I
phone
think he said
died.
he had to charge his phone.
Oh, I got to
Well,
get going here pretty quick too. My boy and my nephew came. He's here from the Navy, and they're here. And I told him I'd cook them some brats.
oh
Why?
shit.
What I want to know is why do I always have to invite people over and pay for every damn thing?
Hey, yeah, it's because you're a dad. Trust me, I know.
I
I
ain't
know.
bitching about it. I'm glad I have a. I'm glad I have a son. I really
You
am.
got any events coming up, Sonny?
No, I just got done. I just finished the gun raffle, and I have a
I didn't
Eric's
win that,
built.
did I?
I haven't drawn it. I'm gonna draw it Sunday.
Oh, good.
And then I got another gun that Eric's finishing up, and this gun that I just raffled was kind of like a bailout of a guy that needed a lot of money. I mean, needed some money,
Yeah.
and I knew the gun, and I knew the guy's a friend of mine, so we just bought the gun from him and just raffled it off. It's not really one of a raffle gun that we wanted, but it was to help him out and us to make some little money on it too.
Yeah.
And he's a vet, so that's the one reason why I did it. But you know, it's a custom built gun by my gunsmith, so that's why. But I have an original a gun that was getting built to be a raffle gun, and it should be done. I'm gonna say probably mid-November, and it's a custom built 22 Creedmoor, and it'll have all the bells and whistles, night force scope, and it'll be a $10,000 gun. But we're gonna raffle it off. So that's going to be the next event we have is not until February, you know, and that's when we have that Javelina deal.
Shit, we got a raffle. We're kicking off. I forgot.
What are you going to have?
That's the choice of. Let me go down. Let me find it. Where is it at? Where is it at? Right there. Let me get rid of the comments. So you got 40 spots, $50 spot. You can either pick a
Alpha XL.
Alpha XL or an Alpha 300 or 3 TT25s or $1,100 cash.
Well, remind me, I'll get in it.
azwda.com.
Okay.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Well, let me know. You need to start doing a little bit more raffles like that. Not, you know, and I'll help donate some shit.
Yep. Yeah, I bought some tickets and I bought AWDA some tickets. So if they win, we'll raffle again.
I never like to buy raffle tickets in my deal because people like, it's rigged, and well, you know, I just rather not hear the bullshit, you know, and it won't be, but you know, I'd rather not
The
hear it.
only
Yeah, it's
thing
always
I've
rigged
ever
against me, Sonny. I'm not.
well,
Right.
I'll just donate the money.
Robert
Right.
Chase won a shit ton. Cody King won a shit ton at the rendezvous, and I won one thing. And the only reason
I won
I
a
won
book.
it, oh, you won a book. The only reason I won, and I won that AWDA watch. And the only reason I won is because it was the last thing on that table, and we called a guy named Dane, and he went to bed or something. And I remember saying, "Man, it's all I wanted was that damn watch," and they drew my name that next.
No kidding. No. Yeah, it was rigged.
Like, I wish it was rigged. If it was rigged, I would have won the XL.
Right. Right.
So I would have took that XL. So, but
Well,
I enjoyed being on tonight, guys, and it was nice meeting you, man.
You
Maybe
too, Sonny.
maybe one day we'll hit the trail together.
He'll be
I
back
passed through
next
your
year,
part of the-
August.
Be August.
I may be back before then.
Yeah.
Well, look me up, and if you and I have if you have Facebook, my nonprofit's called We Are Sportsmen for Heroes. Like our page and follow us. Appreciate it.
Richard want to know your guide service.
It's Dream Mountain Outfitters.
There you go, Richard, if you're still on.
So on Facebook, it's Dream Mountain Outfitters 2.0. Because I got locked out of my original one and I couldn't get back on it, so I had to make a whole new page. Huh?
From talking crap or being a bully
No,
or what?
I had an email. No, I had an email, and somehow I lost that email server,
Oh.
and I couldn't. So they want to send you a password to your old email. Well, I don't have the email no more,
Yeah.
so there was no way that I could get. I mean, I had to do that, and it sucked, but we're back in swing of things.
Good
So
deal.
look us up, man.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
passed
thanks,
through
Sonny.
you, Springerville on the way home.
Stop by, give me a shout. We'll have a cold one. And if you don't drink, we'll drink a tea. And if you don't drink that, we'll drink water. Good night,
Sounds
fellas.
good.
Uh,
Thanks, Sonny.
Later.
Well, we lost everybody. That's all right. We talked enough for one night.
Yeah.
I don't think Derek's coming back.
Yeah, he wasn't leaving himself wide open, so I couldn't talk trash to him. So.
Yeah. So, yep, I think we'll call it a night. Anybody wants to do a raffle, go to azwda.com. I don't think I put that up on the raffle page yet, but just put in the comments.
No, I've already bought 2 spots.
Did you?
Yeah.
I got to check my emails.
Yeah,
I've been busy.
after last week's episode.
All right. It's probably on my. Sounds good. Anybody wants to win a XL, a 300, 3 TT25s, or $1,100 cash, go to azwda.com. If anybody wants to come on the show, go to anecdoteofahoundsman@outlook.com. And we're going to start putting together next year's rendezvous. It's going to get better, ain't it?
I believe so.
Yep. It was pretty good
It's
this
always
year.
a blast.
Yep. I just want to get to where I'm down there for a week. I swear everything. I just got to schedule it right.
Yeah, we had
So,
fun.
Yep.
If it wasn't so dry,
It was dry this year. We didn't get no rain. Oh, we got some rain.
I brought the rain. Shoot.
Yeah, you did bring the rain. So, but
I'm a man of my word. Sometimes.
Sounds good. Jeremy, thanks for coming on.
Anytime, Chris.
I will probably see you next week. Later.
Hey, there's an idea.
What? Yeah, let me see. Let's get a few people together and doing a. Yeah, we better do that before they shut it down for us out-of-staters, huh? I got to find out what's going on with that.
That'd be like 50 hours.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to buy a dang plane.
Yeah, it's another 10 hours from my house over there. So you got to buy a plane big enough to haul them dogs. So, all right, Jeremy.
We'll see you
next week. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. You can listen to this on Apple, Spotify, anywhere. Just look up Free Casting. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting today's episode will be next Friday. What I was doing is trying to get it to this Friday, and it was kind of being a pain in the butt. So this Friday will be last week's episode. If you want to put in for the raffle, go to azwda.com, go to the raffle page. I haven't put no pictures up or nothing, but there is all the pay apps and credit card stuff, and just put in there Alpha Raffle, and I'll know what it's for. I don't know where we're going. We got 40 spots. I got to check my emails. I've been kind of busy actually doing work stuff, which is boring. But until next week, guys, keep your powder dry and stay safe out there.
Well, bye.